Happy Friday, Black Knight fans. I'm Heath Trabu, and this is your Army Athletics Weekend Preview. Plenty of action this weekend for the BKs. We start with the Army wrestling team. Coach Heskett's club, coming off a top 10 finish in the Southern Scuffle, will spend the weekend in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Army will compete in 4 total matches over the weekend, 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. This weekend we'll also see the swimming and diving teams compete in a pair of Patriot League matchups. Friday, the Black Knights see Lehigh, and Saturday, they'll see Bucknell. Army coming off a first-place finish from their trip in Puerto Rico. Here's head coach Mickey Winder on carrying over success into the second semester.
Yeah, great trip to Puerto Rico, Heath. We got a lot out of that experience in the pool and out of the pool. Our team is training on another level right now. I'm really pleased with our progress, and it's a good springboard into next semester. We've got a lot of meets coming up this weekend, then down in Fairfax and Delaware next weekend, and then our final home meet the following weekend. It's a whirlwind this semester with about 6 weeks left in the season. So we're excited to get on the road and swim our Patriot League teams, and it should be a lot of fun.
Meanwhile, the hockey team will spend their weekend in Colorado, where they see a pair of games against arch rival Air Force. Here's head coach Brian Riley on keeping this weekend in perspective.
You know what? I think, first of all, we're trying not to get too far ahead of ourselves. By that I mean we talk to our guys all the time about living in the moment. Not trying to think, home ice yet, or just kind of think about each weekend. And so right now, living in the moment for us is Air Force. We have a lot of guys. We'll probably have 9 plebes, 9 freshmen in the lineup that won't have played against them yet. So I think it'll be interesting for them to see how quick they get adjusted. It'll be a different intensity than what we've seen in any of our other games. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how our guys respond.
And back at West Point, the track and field team sees their second straight home meet. The Black Knights are set to host Binghamton, Lehigh, Monmouth, Ramapo, and Ryder. The meet starts at 11 a.m. on Saturday in Gillis Fieldhouse. Here are comments from junior Chris Smith and head coach Troy Engel on this weekend's meet.
We had a good start last weekend with the Crowell Open. I'm hoping this weekend to run the 500 again, and same thing with the 4x4. Right now I just want to keep working on dropping times every week, and hopefully just keep improving and staying in a good position to set myself up for Army, Navy, and Patriots.
We love to compete at home, number one and first and foremost, because it allows us to compete in front of the Corps of Cadets, and our cadets are all part of the company and up in the Corps, and so for their company mates to be able to come down and see what the fruits of their labor basically is nice. But also it's nice because it minimizes the impact on typical cadet life. They get to sleep in their own bed. There's no missed class time, and early in the season that's important to us, that our kids get into the routine of realizing that they've got to get a jump on academics. So we think it's a good competition. We're glad it's at home, and we think it's going to prepare us well for the next few meets, which take on increasingly more importance. This week is just really another step on the way to getting ready to compete down the road in February and March.
A little later that Saturday afternoon, the women's basketball team opens up Patriot League play against Bucknell. Army's 11 non-conference wins mark its best start since the 06-07 season. The Black Knights hope early success can translate to league play. Here's head coach Dave McGarity.
Well, that's what you go through the non-conference schedule, the way we're set up this year. So last year, obviously, you got a very big non-conference slate with 15 games. With the 14-game league schedule next year with 18, that's going to change dramatically. So it's interesting. I mean, obviously we've done okay. We're 11-4, but we could have very easily had a better record, quite frankly. But I'll take it, and we're ready to go. Bucknell's a huge challenge for us. They're just playing a whole different style of basketball than last year. They've got some terrific experienced players in Romine and Horbituk, and just a really nice group of players, and they're clearly the best rebounding team in the Patriot League to this point.
The Army gymnastics team also opens up their season this weekend. They travel to Happy Valley Saturday, where the Nittany Lions will host the Cadets. Penn State, also the site of this year's men's gymnastics NCAAs, a fact that's not lost on Army head coach Doug Van Everen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that was part of why we wanted to compete with them as well, because that's the same venue that the Nationals will be at. The other thing is for our guys to be able to see that type of competition up front, I think is very important. You know, I mean, it's not like they're in our conference, but at the same time, when we get to the national championships or other, then they're certainly going to be there, and you're going to have to compete with them.
The Army rifle team is also in action for the first time in 2013. They'll head down to Charleston, South Carolina, where they'll compete against NC State in the Citadel. And closing out this weekend's activities, Army men's basketball will take on Bucknell Saturday at 7 o'clock from Lewisburg, PA. A live audio broadcast is available on GoArmySports.com with Rich DeMarco on the call. That's all we have this weekend. Remember, you can stay up to date with your favorite Army athletic teams on GoArmySports.com or on Twitter at Army Athletics. And don't forget to catch Rich DeMarco with the West Point Sports Flash every Monday morning. I'm Heath Trabue with the Army Athletics Weekend Preview.